Howdy do, folks. Here's the old mountain man talking at you from the backside of this here lake in the hills, Arkansas. Well, I was tagged by a fella with the YouTube name of poopingandroid. There's a very interesting story behind that if you'll go to his YouTube channel, and I'll put a link down below in the video description of his channel, so you can go over and have a look at some of his videos. But the video subject is 3 items for home defense. Well, my first choice is always something where I can just reach out there and touch someone, if you know what I mean. Now take a look at this little beauty right here. This quick release holster, and I got that set just so whenever I wear it right down here, that grip is right there. Seen a turtle over there terrapin. Figured I'd see how quick I could gain my sight picture on that terrapin. Worked pretty good. Got a pretty good draw stroke. But anyway, the Taurus 357 Magnum 2-inch barrel 5-round revolver. Taurus model 605. This was the backup weapon for a man that was once a SWAT team member in Little Rock, Arkansas. Or so he told me. But he really seemed to be up on the level and everything, and he's rest assured me that it was a great weapon, and he was not lying. It's very accurate. And this here ammunition I use for home defense and self-defense is a Hornady 357 Magnum rifle round, but it works very well in the 357 Magnum revolver. I'm not sure about a semi-automatic, but that rubber tip, that tip there, usually they're plastic, but plastic has a bad habit of melting after the muzzle blast. But this is a rubber tip, copper jacketed lead core round, and it will most definitely tear a hole in some stuff. And I just kind of stroke that on my arm right there, that cylinder, make sure it's locked in place. And this trigger, absolutely very light, very light. So if I cock this hammer back and I put my finger on that trigger, I better mean it. And the great thing about these pistols, these Taurus pistols, these revolvers, they got a lockout button right here. Take a little key. I don't have the key on me. It's in there in my other jeans. There's a little button right there. You put that little key down there in that button, turn it, and this little button pops up. And the hammer cannot be cocked, and the trigger cannot be squeezed. That button blocks it all. Inside here, just down in here around this hammer, is a transfer plate. Now, for those that don't know what a transfer plate is, it's another form of a safety. The safety aspect of a transfer plate is if I cock the hammer back and I want to let the hammer down easy, I let go of that trigger and let the hammer down easy. If it falls hard, it's not gonna set my round off. It's that transfer plate, it'll come up and it'll stay in place. Squeeze the trigger without holding on to the hammer, and that transfer plate stays in place and allows the hammer to impact the firing pin, which impacts the primer, igniting the round and sending the projectile on its way to its intended target. And so this thing here is generally in my hand. I hear that bump in the night or whatever, something wakes me up, dog barks, you know, this is in my hand, you know, the noise is heard, the pistol's in my hand, I set up, and then I'm fully awake. And it all happens in a matter of just a split second, because I'm a light sleeper. But I really enjoy this little pistol, and I go out target practicing with it. Don't use it for nothing else but home defense and self-defense. And of course I've got shotguns and rifles and all that, but I don't want to drag all that out here. Alright, what's going on with this plastic scabbard? I see what it is. Cylinder was kind of off kilter a little. That's a great little pistol. And if that's not enough, W.R. Cason's Sons Bowie knife. This is a cutter. Made of 100% stainless steel. Yeah, I do have stainless steel knives, but stainless steel, and it's a particular type of stainless steel. It's not 440. You don't want 440 stainless for a knife. Not exactly sure, you know, I've studied a lot of different steels, but I'm going to have to ask the case company or email them or something and ask them, you know, what type of steel they use in their blades. This booger right here will dang sure come in low and dig a big hole. And I can pretty well handle it any way I need to. Don't want to get on here and go to showing off too much. And then my third is another blade. And this one is the Cold Steel Peacekeeper 1. And this is the real lung puncturing, organ tearing combat knife. And it is called the Peacekeeper 1. And how do you keep the peace? Exactly. Now I can handle this little booger. I can give it a toss, and it goes right where I send it. Now, I'm no fancy Dan this way or that. I'm not going to tell a whole lot of people about my skills, where I've acquired them or how or whatever, but I've had some awesome mentors in my day and some wonderful teachers of the deadly arts of self-defense and home defense. I used to hang out with, whenever I was a little kid, I used to hang out with my dad's army buddies. I'd watch them and listen to them, and had a lot of good friends in the military. I used to always value those times, those experiences with those individuals with combat experience, with something to teach. And that's why I like the MainPrepper. MainPrepper, oh yeah. I've been watching his videos, listening to him, and the man's got some pretty dang good videos. Little bear, quit worrying about that fly. Little bear and those horse flies again. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come here. Yeah. This my pal. That's my buddy, ain't you? Well, you my buddy. You's my buddy. Oh. Come here. Sing with me. Yeah, he's my buddy. And just to elaborate a little bit on the shotgun and stuff, got me a little piece of coconut shell here. I know I don't have a snack in it. I do have a couple of lead balls. I use these coconut shells for trays for little odds and ends. 20 gauge shell there, the yellow one, and the red one is a 12 gauge, as anybody with knowledge of shotgun rounds knows. And I got other odds and ends, pennies and box blades, and a couple of 22 rounds, and a quartz crystal, and just this and that odds and ends. But these little round balls, these little lead round balls, these make some great substitutes in a high brass turkey load and a 12 gauge round. Take a 3-inch Magnum 12 gauge shell. Turkey load. You got all those little BBs in it. Well, you want to make it into a home defense round, or something you can really take down, something heavy duty with it. Cut the top out of that shotgun shell. Cut the top out of your shotgun shell like I did this 20 gauge shell. Let's see, before and after. Before, alright, this is the one that that's the one that I cut. You just cut the top out. You cut that top out there. Then drop down 2 or 3 of these and a few smaller beads, whatever, just take up space. Put a little cotton on top. Wax it over. Some wax, paraffin wax over that. And you got some of these little buggers here. And a 12 gauge shell, I'm pretty much sure that it'd take about 4 of them. And a 3-inch Magnum. But I've got quite a few of these rounds made up, these 12 gauge rounds made up like this. And this here, I didn't even have to cut the top out. I just pulled the crimp out and I put 2 of them in here. 2 of these round balls along with some #1 buck, which is real small, right about the size of a green pea or a black-eyed pea. If you know what those legumes are. Beans being legumes or lentils or whatever. But at any rate, that's about it from my tagged video, the home defense thing. But oh yeah, another blade that I got back here, my machete, stainless steel. Stainless steel machete has got 3 little grooves right there in it. And this little bugger will be, if it comes down to hand-to-hand, face-to-face, you want as much reach as you can get. You want to get it, reach out there and get someone, touch someone. And home defense, that is, and self-defense, that is a very, very serious matter, as we all know. Someone comes into your castle, someone comes into your home, uninvited, they have bad intentions, they're coming in the middle of the night. You're not going to ask them to sit down and have a cup of coffee and chat about what you can do for them. No. It's going to be time to shed some blood, break some bones, and separate some flesh from some bones. My home ain't much. It's this camping trailer you see here, 30 feet long. I have certain other security measures that I have in my home that are set up. I know exactly where they are, I know what they are, I know what they can do. And if anybody comes in fooling with the wrong things, they're going to end up with either a face full of glass or some other horrible thing's going to happen to them, because this is my home. My dog, he's perfectly safe in my home. He's not going to be hurt by anything that I set up, because I know what I'm doing. I know how to do it because I've been taught, and I've been taught by the best. I don't have much in my life as far as material possessions goes, but what I have is mine, and what you have is yours. And if I want something that you have, I'm going to offer to buy it. I'm going to offer to trade for it. But if it's got like sentimental value or something, then I'm not going to bother with it. I'm going to understand that term, sentimental value. Well, it's sentimental. I don't want to get rid of it, really. So-and-so gave it to me, or my uncle left it to me before he died, or something like that. We have precious memories in our homes, and we have things that may not be of value monetarily that somebody else might just want. And why not offer a trade? Trade a knife for a knife or a gun for a gun, or if you need some food, hell, I ain't against feeding somebody as long as I can replenish my supplies very easily enough. And I don't go out here and hunt like I used to. This whole year I haven't done much of anything, but I probably harvested 4 small game animals that was feeding out of my garden, eating my food. And I got this idea. I went and got a 50-pound sack of corn, dry corn, deer corn, 50 pounds of deer corn, and I started scattering it out, feeding those little critters like rabbits and squirrels and keeping them away from my garden. I don't hunt, really. Yeah, I've not been deer hunting since I've been out here. I've really not been deer hunting since I was a kid. I can still hunt, I can still track, still got all the skills. But that's kind of straying off the subject, digressing, as the MainPrepper would say. Yeah, folks, you know, our homes, we have a right, we have a duty and an obligation to defend our families, our friends, our possessions, whatever. And if you can disagree with that, then I just don't know what else to say. But you have a right to be safe and secure in your home. That's part of your Fourth Amendment rights. You know, the Constitution recognizes, not grants, our rights given to us by God. And God doesn't really want anybody just to lay down and roll over and say, "Ooh, you know, I'm a Christian, I'm not supposed to do this." Oh, bull crap. Look at Samson. Samson was one of the greatest heroes, one of the greatest fighters, one of the greatest warriors for God, and he slayed no telling how many thousands upon thousands of people. And what about those other warriors in the Bible? And I know that there are plenty of people out there that read the good book. And I myself, I enjoy sitting down with the Word, talking with the Father, and I ask Him to bless my friends and my family and protect them and watch over them. But here's how it goes. My Bible protects my soul. My weapons protect my flesh. And my Father in heaven guides me in the way I need to go. On both subjects. And heaven forbid that I should ever have to take a human life. But should that be the case, I will deal with it appropriately. And I will deal with it quickly and deadly. And so would you. Or you may be like Andy and choose to use a fire extinguisher to spray somebody in the face, or pepper spray or whatever. I'm not quite as nice when it comes to that kind of thing. And we're rolling up on close to 20 minutes now. A little over 18 minutes. I gotta get a sip of coffee. Oh, Lordy. But anyway, y'all take care of yourselves out there and be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Watch out for those wolves in sheep's clothing, and always expect the unexpected. Have a contingency plan for every contingency plan. Well, this is the old mountain man signing off from the backside of this here lake in the hills, Arkansas. Y'all take care, and adios.